Good morning or good afternoon to you, depending on when you're watching this video. It's Thursday, May 13th, and if you took the English Language Arts M-Step this morning, I hope you did well. And we're going to keep this lesson today pretty short. And so all I'm going to have you do is practice the tree diagrams that I taught you on Tuesday. So your crew teachers, if you are in person, have this worksheet for you. There's two sides to it. And then if you are virtual on the agenda, it is linked for you. So essentially what's going to happen today is I'm going to just show two examples on here very quickly, and then the time is going to be yours to try the others with drawing the tree diagrams. So this will be the first thing you do. And so after you complete it, on the agenda, you will find an answer key for you to check your answers with the tree diagrams. Again, to see if you are drawing them correctly and finding all the total number of outcomes that are possible. Then afterwards, on the agenda, you will see at number 2, starting on Friday, we will do counting principle, which is lesson 5. And it goes hand in hand with tree diagrams. It's a different way to show a total number of outcomes in a probability event or events. And so there's a 2-minute short video just to show you an example of what that looks like and how it ties into our tree diagrams. And then if you still have time, because again, this is supposed to be a short math lesson today, and so it's going to depend on how you do with the tree diagrams and the drawing. If you will still have remaining time, you can always go into Alex. So this is for sure priority. And I want to look at the directions with you. And like I said, do a couple with you. So I'm on the 13-2 side, like you see. And it says, for each situation, make a tree diagram to show all the outcomes in the sample space. Then give the total number of outcomes. So you're going to make the tree diagram, and then you're going to be able to state how many outcomes there are total when you're done. So one thing I want you to notice with these, for the most part, when you do your tree diagrams, it's going to separate separate the events. And so you know what the trunk of your tree should be, and then the branches coming out from that first event. So for example, in number 1, choosing chocolate or vanilla ice cream and choosing strawberry or apple pie, you're going to see the word and. And when you see that word and, what it does is it separates it for you. So the chocolate or vanilla ice cream is the first event. That would be the trunk of your tree. And then after that, choosing strawberry or apple pie, these are the branches that come out. And then once those branches come out, you'll be able to see how many outcomes there are and count those. You will see that in almost every problem. So here in number 2, I'm going to highlight the word and because it's going to separate it for you, just like this. Number 3 does the same thing. So that way you know, again, which is the trunk of your tree, what you start with, and then what your branches are coming out. Same thing with number 4. Okay, I want to do number 2 with you. And number 2 says rolling a die and flipping a coin. Well, you know on a die there are 6 sides. Your standard die has 6 sides on it. When you go to do the trunk of your tree on here, you're putting the possible outcomes on rolling a die. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are your possible outcomes when you roll a die. Now, okay, the word and separates, and here's my second event, and these are the branches. So now flipping a coin. So I know on a coin, there are 2 sides, heads and tails, which means if there are 2 outcomes when you flip a coin, you're going to draw 2 branches coming out of each possible die outcome here, all the way through 6, just like this. And then you'll put in heads, tails, all the way down. Okay. Then what you should do is you should write the sample space, meaning what results when you roll a die and flip a coin. So you can roll a 1 and get heads. You can roll a 1 and get tails. A 2 and heads, 2 and tails. 3 heads, 3 tails. 4 heads, 4 tails, and so on. So I'll continue up here. 5 heads, 5 tails. 6 heads, 6 tails. Okay. So now that accounts for your sample space, all the possibilities with rolling a die and flipping a coin. And so count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You have a total of 12 outcomes possible when you roll a die and flip a coin. All right, I'm also just going to talk about the back side before I let you try some on your own. So I'm going to flip this over. And there's just 3 problems back here. I'm going to talk about number 1 with you. Number 2, I'm just going to highlight the word and. So that, sorry, technical difficulty, apologize. Okay, so you see here the 3 styles. Ooh, a sweater, and actually that's deceiving, sorry about that. So you have pullover, cardigan, and turtleneck. This is the first event of the sweaters. And then 3 colors, white, black, or tan. So the and is in a unusual spot. In fact, you know what? Let's put or, because pullover, cardigan, or turtleneck are your choices. And they come in those 3 colors. There we go. So your trunk of your tree, and then your branches. Number 3, same thing. Look at the trunk of your tree, see what your first event is, and then the branches. Now, let's come back up to number 1, because this one can be tricky. You have each spinner is spun once. So this first spinner is going to be the trunk of your tree, which means you're going to put, and you can abbreviate, R for red, G for green, O for orange, B for blue. That's your first spinner. Now your second spinner is your second event. So you have 3 different colors on this second spinner, which gives you 3 branches coming out from the first spinner results. Just like that. And then you can abbreviate again and use P for purple, W for white, and Y for yellow. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to let you finish this one out, and you can write the sample space of what you're going to get. So you can spin red and get purple. You can spin red and get white. You can spin red and get yellow. Okay, so keep going with that and then count your outcomes. So each one, you're drawing the tree diagram, you're writing down the sample space, the results, and then you're getting the number of outcomes at the end. So like I said, the answers for this, for you to check, will be on the agenda. And then afterwards, take a look at the rest of the agenda and finish that out. This should be a short lesson for you today. We'll see you back on Friday, and we'll look at Lesson 5, Counting Principle. Have a great day.